Hi there, welcome to my channel where I take you on tours of tiny and unique homes and showcase stories of people living alternatively. So many of us dream of hitting the road in a custom RV or cozy van or bus build out with our families, but how many of you think you could do it while raising twin toddlers? Well, in today's video, we're showcasing a family doing just that, and they're gonna take us on a tour of their self-converted bus, which includes several innovative elements that makes raising kids in a tiny space a lot easier. But before we get started, if you like videos like this one, make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you know every single time we publish a new tour.
Will you join me? Will you roll? Make this house our tiny home.
Hey, we're Tal and Ori, and along with our twin toddlers, we live in this bus. We're both originally from Israel, grew up half in the US and half in Israel, so for the last 10, 15 years, we've both been living in Israel.
Duck, goose! Really, the twins kicked this all off. Basically, when we discovered we were having twins, we were both like, okay, we can't really work because we wanted to raise with them and be with them, and just, it's impossible for one person. Then we were like, we might as well go travel and go on an adventure. We were actually, before this bus, we were nomadic in a Class B van, flew to the US and moved directly into the van. And the girls were 8 months at the time. After about 9 months of traveling in the van, we realized it was too small and we needed something bigger. So that was when we bought the bus and converted it, coming up on a year ago.
We don't have a home base in the US. Where are we gonna build this bus? We found this app called Trusted House Sitters and started taking house sits, just kind of like doing it there. So we did a very fast and dirty build in the beginning just so we could move into it, because it was like, we need a home.
It was an adventure and it was crazy. Honestly, like, I didn't have any building experience. I have a lot of theoretical knowledge. Like, I'm a mechanical engineer by education. An engineering degree in the university is very, very different than cutting wood and like connecting electrical wires and all that stuff. So yeah, it was just a learning experience. So the bus we purchased for $10,000, and I know that's not a cheap price to pay for buses, but I'm 100% happy with that price. This bus has been bulletproof. It came up to probably like 40, 50,000 even before you include our labor. Also, I didn't cut corners here as well because this is our house. I'm willing to pay here and there for it to be more comfortable and more convenient. It's not just a vehicle. It's not just like a leisure. It's not like a toy. It's our house. So this is our bus. It's a 2003 30-foot flat nose front engine Bluebird. And 2003 means it's like the most modern year that doesn't have any emissions. It's a blessing and a curse, right? Because emission stuff is super expensive to fix on the one hand, but it's also a little bit better for the environment. And we're all about the environment, which is funny to say because I drive a big diesel bus, but whatever, that's that. This bus is 30 feet long. The width on the interior is 7.5 feet. I assume on the outside it's just about 8 feet. The height is just over 11 feet, I'm pretty sure, if you include like the solar panels and the mount for the Starlink. And miles per gallon, overall I would get around 10 to 11. And then let's go over the external features of the bus. So first of all, we got the external table. And this is super handy for doing outdoor meals and outdoor cooking and stuff like that. Then over here, we got one of the more original and unique features I think I've ever seen on any bus. As you can see, it's a 7.5 foot by 6 foot deep deck. And this folds up in the exact same manner up and down as the table over there. It's held in place by this 1/4 inch M steel cable, which is freaking amazing. So originally this was a wheelchair bus, and this whole big door on the side had a whole mechanism that deployed a wheelchair lift down and up. It takes up quite a lot of space on the interior because it has the whole hydraulic mechanism stuff of lowering and raising. So it was always kind of like my dream to make a bigger deck and attach it on the side of the bus. So through some friends, we came across Inch. They do amazing aluminum welding in addition to a bunch of other stuff. We were just like, hey, maybe we'll take this opportunity to build an awesome exterior deck. So we did, and this is the final product. I kind of like designed everything here except for the actual frame, and it came out amazingly beautiful. No legs or anything under here, and that was also something that was super important to me because we don't park on level ground. Beyond it being an awesome deck, one of the most important things to me was that it's easy to deploy and to pack up, because if it's not, it's just not going to get used. The frame on the bottom is aluminum, and then it's covered in, this is expanded steel. So the top is pretty heavy, the bottom is pretty light. Overall, it's liftable by one person. And then to close it up, literally all you need to do is lift it, walk it in, and it clicks into place. The mechanism that enables all this to work, it's like silly and simple, but it's the gate locking mechanism. And when you want to deploy it, it's also quite easy. You just unlatch the lock on each side. And then as it comes down, you need to put a little bit more muscle into it, but that's all it takes to deploy. And it's just an awesome feature. I'm just folding up this awning. It's a 180-degree overlanding awning. Once you take down the arms, you just roll this up and it all tucks neatly into its own bag. It worked out perfectly, but just by chance, and it just perfectly covers this deck. So when the bus is parked in the right orientation, which is facing west, all day we got shade on the passenger side of the bus. This also is an amazing feature of the bus. It's just an external water spigot, and you would think that's not a big deal, but it's literally the most useful feature that we have, especially because we have twin toddlers. Being able to wash them outside is super, super convenient. We put on these aerators, which are 0.3 gallons per minute. So I can just turn this on and leave it, and I use very, very little water. And the other cool thing about this is this just has one handle, but it puts out warm water because it's connected to our shower hose. Other than that, we got obviously water fill. This is power fill and gravity fill. And then we got these little climbing holds, and these serve multiple purpose. First of all, it's just like a little playground for the girls. The girls love climbing on this thing. And then the other thing is it serves as a ladder for us to get onto the roof. It's not the easiest to climb, but it's also like, I also get a workout when I'm trying to get onto my roof. So I go over here and just climb it, grab on the top, and then go here, and I can get onto the roof of my bus. On the back up here, we put in a mini split, and this thing has been a game changer. We didn't demolition our entire bus and re-insulate it. So this mini split is perfect just for taking the edge off in the hot weather or the cool weather, because it's a heat pump mini split. This makes our interior like totally livable and awesome. We have the whole roof covered with solar panels, except for the rear 5 feet is area to put a rooftop deck. I haven't actually made the deck yet. That's gonna happen hopefully soon. On the roof is 2,400 watts of solar panels, so we got solar for days. Like we can run our air conditioner all day and still end the day on 100%. And then inside here are our water tanks. We have 2 water tanks. We have a 75 gallon and a 40 gallon. Overall, we have like 120 gallons of fresh water. And then as well, the electrical system, the battery banks are all inside the bus. We got 10 kilowatt hours of 48 volt battery system. On the driver's side of the bus, we don't really have much. We actually have one external storage. It's a 4 foot wide by 1.5 foot tall by 2 foot deep box. And it locks and everything, but I use this to keep all my tools. And I have another one on the other side, which we use to keep like our outdoor stuff. And then in the front, actually, this is also a feature that came with our bus. It's a Webasto, which heats the engine coolant. So when we were up in Colorado in the mountains in the freezing cold, it's always like very easy to start the bus. We just flick on the Webasto for a half hour, and then it brings up the coolant temperature of the engine, brings up the engine temperature a tiny bit, and then when you start it, it just cranks every time. Super easy and amazing.
Okay, now that you've seen the outside of our bus, I want to show you guys where we live. Come on in. So right when you enter the bus, we actually have the original bus seats, and what's awesome about them, they came with this 5-point harness. So this is actually safe seating for the girls, and it's great because we don't need to have car seats. Saves up some space. And then under here we have all our shoes, and right when you enter, we have kind of like a big drawer of just kind of like a dump drawer. It has also some tools that we need and just really the necessaries. When we drive, usually I put a cushion here, and then I sit here. Or if I want to lounge, I can come and sit on this, which doubles as our couch. And this is actually where Ori and I sleep when it's time to go to bed. So really simply, we actually take these sheets out. This is where we keep all our bed sheets. I'll just take it out just to show. and then pull this out. Really simple, and it doesn't take more than one person, which is also really nice. And there it is. This is where we sleep now. It's real nice. And then if you come to the other side, this is kind of our coat hanging rack. We didn't take out the original bus ceilings and walls, so everything is magnetic. We use these little magnets to hang, whether it's clothes, hats. I don't know if you noticed, we don't really have upper cabinets. Because we didn't do a roof raise and Ori is a pretty tall guy, we wanted to keep the space as open as possible. I hate going into buses and just feeling like super crammed. I also just like to be able to like move and dance. So what I love about this space also is that when our deck is open, so usually actually we have our bathtub here. I'll show you guys that in a second. And this is where we usually shower. So you can see here, we have our shower. We put it away so the girls don't touch this. And then this goes like this, okay? And then we can shower in here. The big bathtub goes on here, and we have like, the ceiling is all magnetic. So we put up our shower curtain with little hooks like these guys, and it's pretty nice. But right now, what's beautiful is that we have this awesome deck. Nothing is a use for one thing. So our bathtub also doubles as a bench or also a table. If we want to sit around it and eat, we put it in the center and then we can all eat around it. Or if we want to play cards with friends or something, we can just play around this bathtub. We store all the shower stuff under here. And of course, when we close the deck, we just put it right back in here. And it's a great spot for it. So this is probably the area of the house that I spend the most time in, which is the kitchen. I really love how big and spacious it is. I love the layout of it. I love how comfortable everything is. And actually having it this size means that it's really easy to kind of just go back and forth. And the girls love to be in the kitchen with me and help. So we have this little chair that they love to stand on, and then they kind of work as well in the kitchen if needed. And it's pretty fun. When we first bought the bus, we did a very fast and dirty build. So this is actually a piece that we got from Home Depot, and I painted it and put these really cool wallpaper stickers on them, and then just used stick and peel tiles for this little backsplash. And for me, like, plants is also very important. So I know it's not that great for the bus just because they move a lot. So when we're driving, I do put everything in the sink. But then I love when I get somewhere to just kind of make it feel homey, like bring the outdoors inside as much as possible. Nothing is really set in place. Like, we wanted the house to be as modular as possible. So you can see that everything is literally magnetized on. So I can move anything I want. This is also on magnet, this. So everything is just really adjustable, and I love that about the house. If something doesn't feel right, we can just move it. We have a full-size fridge. We don't have any propane in the house, and we actually decided to do that because we have so much solar and we really didn't want to deal with propane. So we have an induction stovetop. We have an Instant Pot that's also an air fryer. It's used probably 4, 5, 6 times a day because we make everything in it. And then we have a Vitamix. This is our big sink that actually also doubles as the girls' bathtub. It's really big, so it can fit both of them. So we actually take all of this out, and then the girls both fit right in there and have their little bath. And then we have a full-size washing machine. We opted for just a regular washing machine and not a washer dryer. We figured usually when we'll be using it, we'll be in pretty warm weather, so we'd rather just hang it. We find that it works really well. Ori made these awesome big drawers that are mostly for our clothing. Now we're getting to the best part of the house, which I love this room. We have a fake floor. Under here we have a lot of storage and a 40-gallon water tank. Our other water tank is actually under this. You can't see it. This is the girls' clothing, but it's another 70-gallon water tank under here. This is where we keep all their like artwork and toys and things like that that are neatly tucked away. And this is actually the girls' bedroom, so they spend a lot of time here. Right now it's in day mode, so it's mostly for like, you know, play and everything. They have their little cushion, they have some magnets here. And here we actually hung a swing for the girls. The girls love to swing, so we figured we need a swing in our house. So they have this cute little swing that they love, and when they want to be a little bit more acrobatic, we actually made them this thing, which is just a little trapeze. This is really strong string. It's kite surfing string, so it's really good. They love to hang on this. Super fun. The girls' books are all up there. We have, as you see, mostly Hebrew books, but some English books as well. And then I have all my like flow toys here. So like my hula hoops, my dragon staff is here. And then I will show you guys how we open this bed. Very simple. The girls love to help us open the bed. When we first moved into the bus, we actually built a king-size bed. So this whole place was just a huge king-size bed. And we knew that over time we'll redo it and just kind of like make their own bed because we wanted separate beds. So this used to be our king-size mattress that we cut into 2 mattresses. And then we have that cushion and this cushion under here. So if we do have guests, or if one of us does want to sleep with the girls, it does become pretty much another almost queen size mattress. But it's a nice option to have. This is our toilet. We decided not to have a washroom, and we find for us it's great. We have a little Trillino composting toilet. What's nice about it is that it's really easy to move it. So it lifts really easily. It's super light. So if we want to take it outside, put it on the deck, or just use it in here, it also kind of doubles as a table. It doesn't smell at all, so that's real nice. When you have twins, or when you have kids in general, getting out of the house is really hard. And I think this kind of lifestyle and just living in our moving vehicle has enabled us to continue a very active and very outdoorsy lifestyle. And it just made things a lot more comfortable and enabled us to just be a lot more free.
In no other constellation could we have had the experience that we had with the babies. And I guess the last thing is just that we can live in places that we could never afford to live.
Yeah.
We parked on Santa Monica for like a week and just lived there, and there's no way we could have either rented or bought there.
Yeah.
And then same thing in Sedona and in Flagstaff and in all these other cool places.
Having that flexibility is really cool.
Thanks for watching this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more videos about people raising kids in tiny spaces, we have a playlist for you linked in the description, and I will see you soon with another unique home tour.